If you're a short girl like me and you feel like your metabolism is completely broken, I completely get it because I've been there. Many times I was made believe that just because I'm short and petite that I have to eat like a bird, that I have to eat very little food to stay lean, and that maybe I just didn't need more than that anyway, which is not true. I thought that I just had to accept living on a low-calorie diet forever while dealing with acne, bloating, digestion issues, low energy, you name it. But here's the thing, when you're petite, those 2 to 3 pounds matter and they make a huge difference in our physique, you know that. So when we just keep lowering the food more and more, all that does is that damages our metabolism is slows down, and that causes what we call metabolic adaptation, when your body just adapts to the low-calorie diet. And then the advice that we hear is to keep lowering our calorie intake and increasing our cardio, and then we just keep doing more and more damage to our metabolism, and we stay stuck in this unending cycle, and our stress hormones keep spiking up. And we know that stress hormones, especially cortisol, are really bad for our skin, for our energy levels, for our mood, and so many other things, including losing fat and gaining muscle. And I fallen for this trap in the past, and if you have fallen for it as well, I'm going to talk about how I recovered my metabolism, how I went from eating a low-calorie diet to eating a nice amount of food while still achieving the physique that I wanted, and also clearing up my skin, improving my energy levels, and having the extra energy to do not only fitness-related activities, but activities in my life in general. Before we get started, if you don't know me, hi, I'm Eleni, IFBB Bikini Pro and soon-to-be fitness coach. So first I want to talk about what I think is the most important thing, which is the quality of food. When our metabolism is not working properly, the first things that suffer are usually our skin and our digestion, our gut, our energy levels. Many people talk about losing weight as a calories in, calories out type of thing, which I totally disagree with. I think the quality of those calories matter a lot because our bodies don't just need calories, they also need nutrients. And I'm not just talking about macronutrients, fats, carbs, and protein. I'm also talking about micronutrients, vitamins and nutrients that our body needs to work properly. To me, what worked best was to shift to a clean, mostly whole foods, plant-based diet. I have been plant-based for about 5 years and a half now. That's what has worked best for me, not only in terms of digestion and losing body fat and keeping my muscle, but also what I thought it was the most important thing for me, which was something that I struggled with for so many years, which was my acne. That completely cleared up when I started following a diet that agrees with my body. I think especially when you're a short girl, it may be true that you need less food than people that are taller. So I do think that paying attention that you're getting enough nutrients is so important. Also, like I said, small changes to our physique may cause a big difference in our physique, so making sure that you're not triggering any type of inflammation, bloating, that's so important as well. For me, like I said, not only I follow a plant-based diet, but I also started identifying certain triggers, like for example soy and synthetic vitamins B, which is a very specific thing, but our bodies are very specific, our bodies are very unique. So paying attention to those triggers is very, very important in my opinion. Like I said, when I made those dietary switches, not only I have had an easier time staying leaner and building muscle, but also things like my energy levels have improved, my skin obviously, and my digestion. So many other factors have improved as well by just making this transition, just by making this switch. I also stopped relying on those quick fixes that they sell us, like for example, relying on huge amounts of protein supplements. I don't do that anymore. I've been taking a protein supplement now just because I enjoy it, but I don't feel that's necessary. But for a long time, I was consuming massive amounts of whey protein, which just did a number to my body. Now I know I can't really have dairy, but by then I was just dissuaded by the advertisements that said that if you want to build muscle, then you have to be on whey protein, which is obviously not true, but I believe that. I also believe that when you release your body of those concerns, of those triggers, then it's able to focus on things that matter the most. So you optimize your ability to burn fat and build muscle. And that was at least my experience. Now that I'm not so inflamed, I feel like I do have an easier time managing my body fat and also keeping my muscle, even though I'm not eating little food. Now, if you're already at a point where you're eating very little, then how do you go back to a point where you can eat a normal amount of food again without gaining a lot of body fat? That's where I think a reverse diet can be implemented. What's a reverse diet? That's when you increase the amount of calories in your diet progressively so you are able to get back to a place where you're eating a nice amount of food without gaining too much body fat in this process. I talk more about this in this video, but I also break down here in this video in a summarized way. So my step 1 to a reverse diet is to find your true baseline. So for 1 or 2 weeks, track everything that you've been eating so you're not guessing, so you know exactly how much you have been eating in terms of calories. That's your baseline. And step 2 is to start making small increases. So for example, in this first week, you increase 50 to 100 calories and see how your body reacts. But like I said, it's very important that you eat clean, that you eat high quality calories during this process because your body is recovering. So you gotta help your body help you. Make sure that you're getting enough macronutrients, enough proteins, enough fats, enough carbs in this process. What's enough? That varies from person to person, right? So you gotta try to understand during this process what works best for you. But if you don't have any idea, it's good to start with the general guidelines and go from there. And these small weekly increases are going to signal to your body that you're getting enough food, that you're not starving anymore, and then your metabolism is going to start to heal without you gaining an excessive amount of weight or an excessive amount of fat. Step 3 is after you made this increase, you just wait and observe, wait to see if your body is going to drop weight, stay at the same weight, or increase. You also have to watch your energy to see how you're feeling in this new calorie intake. And for us short women, even if you just increase it 50 calories, you may see the scale move a little bit. That's normal, but your body may just use the extra energy to move more along the day, so you just have to be patient. And then step 4 is to repeat this increase whenever your weight starts getting stable or you started dropping a little bit of weight. You increase another 50 to 100 calories, whatever works for you. And then step 5 is just to find your maintenance, which is when you're feeling great at the new amount of calories, when you're happy with your body, but also when your energy levels are in a good place. Don't fool yourself. Pay attention to your energy levels and how you're feeling. And when you're feeling great in these new calories, that might be your maintenance point, that might be your maintenance calories, the calories that you feel good at. And that's going to change from person to person. So there isn't really a number that fits everyone. You're going to find yourself what the number is for you. And that's going to be the amount of calorie where your weight's going to stabilize. So by making this small increases in calories week after week, that's going to teach your body that you're in a safe place, that you're not starving, and that's going to teach your body to utilize your energy in an efficient way, and it's going to pretty much teach your metabolism to fire faster. And the third thing is to teach your body how to move. What I mean by that is that I know we're taught that the only way to burn calories and to lose fat is by doing a structured cardio, hours of cardio, being on a treadmill, a bike, whatever that is, but that's not true. If you're doing hours of intense cardio, then all you're doing is spiking your stress hormones, so that can also slow down your metabolism. That's not what we want. I myself, I haven't been doing any form of structured cardio right now. I like to burn my energy by just doing neat activities, which are activities that we do in our day-to-day life outside of our fitness workouts, which can be just doing home chores, walking your dog, things like that. If you want to do steady cardio, I'm a huge fan of steady pace cardio, which is, let's say, a walk on the treadmill, a brisk walk on the treadmill, a brisk walk outside, an inclined walk on the treadmill, things that don't cause your stress hormones to spike. When we do intense cardio, what that can cause to is for our bodies to burn muscle for fuel, which is also not what we want. We want to optimize our body's ability to burn fat instead of muscle. And muscle will also help us get a leaner physique because muscle is pretty expensive for our bodies. So muscle will burn energy even when we're sleeping. Another thing that has worked great for me is that I stopped just doing random fitness things that were trending out there. And instead, I started focusing on basic movements, heavy lifts, squats, deadlifts, split squats, everything that's very basic and boring. And when you just focus on getting better at those lifts, getting stronger at the gym, that's when you're going to see the real results. That's when you're going to start building muscle, and that's what's going to fire up your metabolism in the process. Also, another thing that I talk a lot about here is the importance of recovery. For me, I really like to do 4 sessions per week of yoga, 4 short sessions. Do I always do 4 sessions in a week? No, but I try to do those 4 short sessions because they really help me with my recovery, my mobility, my flexibility, and things that we don't quite work on when we're lifting weights at the gym. I feel like yoga has not only helped me with my recovery physically, but also helps with my recovery mentally. Sometimes we tend to forget that working out and achieving our fitness goals can also be very stressful for our minds, so it's good for us to give ourselves enough break, enough recovery, and give ourselves some grace sometimes. Remember that when our minds are not in a good place, our stress hormones may spike up, and that doesn't help us achieve our fitness goals. That may make our progress stall. So yeah, keep working on your mental health. Don't stop paying attention to it. And I think the most important thing is to know that fixing your metabolism may not happen overnight. That may take patience, like it took me. My last reverse diet took me 8 months to get to a place where I wanted to be, and after that I still had to keep working. It can take time for you to get to the place where you want to be on a reverse diet, but it's very worth it in the end. Just summarize everything that I talked about here. Lift heavy, eat clean foods, find your specific food sensitivities, and also remember to give your body a break and recovery time whenever needed. Slowly reverse your calories up, and I guarantee to you, your body will thank you later. So let me know here in the comments, have you ever tried a reverse diet? And if this video helped you in any way, please like and subscribe. I'll keep bringing real fitness tips here, and I'll see you next week.